I want to give a big shout out to everyone who's been able to join us in person. Thank you for wearing your mask and joining us. It's been amazing. Appreciate the dynamic of being able to gather together. There's something important about that. I also want to give a big shout out to everyone who's been able to join us, whether you're in your pajamas or in your Sunday best. If you've been able to join us online, thank you. A big shout out to you. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for being faithful. Thank you for taking those steps. I also want to say, if you've not been able to join us in person or online, I want to encourage you as well. Let this Sunday be the Sunday that you set your alarm, that you make getting online a priority. You can join us on Facebook, YouTube, or the Church Online platform. We've been providing those links. Looking forward to seeing you on Sunday. Over the last, few days have challenged us to really live on mission, to take the next 4 weeks in August and to have an outward perspective, to think about those that don't yet know Christ. Do you realize, I've said this before and we'll continue to talk about it, but do you realize that 80% of the people within a 5-mile radius of us, they don't know Jesus? Many of those have never been to church before. Some of them have walked away, yes. So what that speaks to me of is it speaks to me of this incredible opportunity we have to reach the people around us. So why are we a part of the church? Why are we a part of this living organism known as the church? And one of the whys of why we do what we do is that of reaching. God's not willing that any man should perish. He's a missionary God. He's pursuing the hearts of humanity, and He's invited us. He's moved upon us. He's moved within us, stirred within us to participate with Him in that. To let our light shine in our community, to be a blessing. And so in terms of the why, that becomes such a huge part, and that will always be a huge part of why we do what we do. Sunday mornings, we're honoring the mandate as a church. We're following the rules there. And if you think about the lens from which we're looking at this, we're looking at this as an opportunity. We're looking at this as an opportunity to be missional. We want to be a church that removes obstacles, that doesn't create obstacles for others to come to Christ. So even that lens and why we're following the mandate, why we're honoring that, why we're asking people to wear masks, it's because of that, because we care and love the people in our community. We care about and we love the people who haven't yet come to Christ. It was John the Baptist from a very young age. It was drilled into him that he was to be one who created a way for Christ to enter into the then known world. Through his life and ministry, his preaching, he was to prepare a way for Christ to enter into the hearts of those he came in contact with. And think about that in the same way. That's the heart of ministry for you and I. It's to be people who prepare a way, who remove obstacles. We live in a world right now of where there's lots of unsureness, where there's lots of uncertainty, and we have the opportunity to create a way for certainty to meet their uncertainty. And if that means wearing a mask, guess what? We're going to wear masks. And we're going to honor that mandate because it means the potential for the seed of the gospel to enter into the life of another person. On Tuesday night, Eden had a couple friends over, and we shared a meal with them. And it was interesting as we listened to them talk around the dinner table. They talked about how this is not a common thing for their family. One of Eden's friends talked about how much they ate out, so it didn't sound like it was very common to even have a home cooked meal. let alone to sit around as a family around the table. And this is something we do every night. So the 9 of us, we sat around a table, we held hands, and we prayed. We let them know that we pray before we eat, and we shared a meal together. And the amazing thing about that is those 2 young gals, seeds were planted, gospel seeds were planted. They got to be around some Jesus people. And we did our best to make them feel like family. We prepared the way for them. We tried to communicate to them. We tried to love them. We tried to, welcome them into our family. That's what the gospel's about, welcoming in those who have not yet made a decision into the community. And one of the best ways that you and I can do that today is by being conscious and aware and sensitive to the health and the needs of others. So why? It's so important that we keep coming back to that why. Why? Because of the gospel, for the sake of the gospel, for the sake of those who have not yet heard. So I just want to continue to remind us of that. I want to continue to challenge us in that. Let's be people, let's be a church that are outward focused. We have an incredible opportunity right now in the world today to seize this moment, to be Jesus people, to be salt and light, to be people who remove barriers and obstacles so that Jesus may enter into their lives and show himself strong. Man, aren't you so glad that Jesus showed himself, revealed himself in your life? He wants to do that in so many more people's lives, and we have the opportunity to be a part of that in this day, in the midst of a pandemic. So thank you for joining us in that. Thank you for getting behind the mission of God. And let's live it out. Love you guys, praying for you, for you. If you have a prayer request, if you have a need, if you need someone to talk to, we're available. I also have this in my mind. If you need someone just to vent to share frustrations with, to grieve with, I'm available. I'll make myself available. We as a staff will do our best to make ourselves available. If you have that need, just let us know. We're here. Love you guys. Looking forward to a great Sunday.